I think the pig's blood is very interesting. Is it your idea?
It was a group idea. It was many people's idea.
Are you in the group?
Yeah. The numbers came out and our circulation was up, and I wanted to make sure that the community, and also inside here, I wanted people to have a sense of pride. And so to talk about, people said that pigs would fly before we would increase circulation, and look, enough pigs were flying, was fun, and we did it in a way that had a sense of humor to it, and I think it's nice to sometimes to have a little sense of humor and to laugh about things.
Some reporters in the Inquirer, they felt embarrassed since the rising number is really small. They think it is not worth of such a big advertisement campaign. What do you think of it?
I think that's why my journalists should be journalists and the marketers should be marketers. We did it in tongue in cheek. I mean, we talked about pigs fly and having some fun with it. You got to remember, over the last few years, every single month the Inquirer lost circulation. And when we got here, people said, "Oh, last year was 7.5% down," and people said, "You'll never turn it around." So the fact that it's up at all is a huge accomplishment, because we've had to go, change the trajectory from down, 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 down to now up. And again, in 6 months, I think it'll be up again. And it's hard to get an advertiser's attention, so it's important in a way that would be kind of arresting, that would be very powerful too. And I think a sense of humor and having some fun with it is a way to get that message across.
Yeah.
In this market, in this economy, you must market yourself. If we don't market at all, it'll keep going down. I guarantee you that. We said that pigs would fly and we have circulation. In October, we feel good about the numbers as well. And hell might freeze over by then. You don't know. Maybe that'll be the new thing. I'll put ice on the outside of the building. I'll say hell freezes over when we go. We'll have to come up with some other things. We think that for a period of probably at least another year and a half, we can turn this circulation around and begin to increase it. I don't think that it'll increase every day for 10 years, kind of a thing. But we think there's an opportunity to kind of reset the bar, if you will, at a higher level, and to take it up and to stabilize it up there. My background is in advertising, so I know the power of these papers and all papers as it relates to helping an advertiser reach an audience. The problems of newspapers have been vastly overstated. There's still nobody that can give you the kind of audience that we give every day like a newspaper. On Sunday, almost 2 million people read the Inquirer. It's the 6th largest newspaper in America on Sundays. And daily, between the Inquirer and the Daily News, it's about 1.4 million read them every day. So these are powerful tools, much bigger than any one television station. The other thing is, newspapers in the United States, I think, have been very poorly run from a business standpoint. Journalists are very, very bright. The business people haven't been as smart. And I think that there's a real opportunity here to bring the business skills up to the level of the journalism. And then finally, there's a tremendous civic importance to the free press and to what these papers mean to this community here in America. I mean, we're in the 4th largest market in the United States, in Philadelphia. It's right between New York and Washington, as you know. It's a very healthy economic climate. And, the sorts of things that our papers report, if we don't report them, they won't be reported. So they provide a very important, valuable benefit to the community. So one of the things that newspapers have done, and I think that's to their credit, has been making a very good transition to the Internet. And we have the largest Internet business in this region. We have 24% of the market in terms of the Internet locally, with Philly.com it's called. But the real problem is, you make more money on a print ad than you do on an Internet ad, an online ad. And we have a cost structure here. We have, we have drivers and production and cost of paper and all those sorts of things, which make it challenging. But the real issue, I think, for us has been to market these papers better. I mean, my predecessor, the older company that used to own it, spent $300,000 last year to market it. This year we're spending $14 million to market. And as a result, we're one of only 2 or 3 newspapers in the United States that's seeing an increase in circulation. We're spending about $22 million investing back into business this year and not taking any money out this year. We're putting $14 million into growing the circulation and into marketing. We're spending $4 million on the internet, and we're spending $4 million to make our production plant more efficient, to make the color reproductions better. We've changed the technology, all that sort of thing. We're the only place in the country that we own both papers, both the tabloid, the Daily News, as well as the broadsheet, the longer paper, the Inquirer. So my predecessors, before we were here 10 years ago, decided that rather than market them separately, to put them together as Philly.com, it helps in terms of selling the ads. And then our vision going forward is that the Philly.com will be kind of like a shopping mall, if you will. Yeah. And then the Inquirer will have more visibility. It'll be, instead of just being a line, it'll be a big store. The Daily News will have its own store. It might be that some people will like the Inquirer's journalism better and will bookmark, as you know, bookmark Philly.com/Inquirer. And others might like the Daily News style. But that decision was made a while ago, and now, it's, well, last month, I think it's 30 million page views a month. That was a small concern a year ago, but I think a year into this now, people know that that's not an issue. I mean, they've seen that that the paper is better than it was a year ago before I got here. That the independence has been totally protected. We spent over $500 million buying this paper. The fastest way to ruin that investment would be to do something that was damaging to the integrity of the journalism. I mean, we would have no business anymore. And the other thing is, too, when I put this group together, it's a very diverse group. It's men, women, black, white, Republican Party, Democratic Party, a labor union, a pension fund. So it's a very diverse group of people who all know that I make the decisions, and they're proud to be involved, and they don't have any one opinion.
But why did you agree not to put the advertisement label of Citizen Bank on the masthead of the business section?
We thought, that we were already taking ads at the bottom of the section, and we have run ads. We have run ads up here before, so it didn't seem like a big thing to kind of put an ad over. And I think people are seeing a month into it that it isn't a big thing, and an advertiser like Citizens Bank likes it, and at the same time, it's totally maintains the integrity of the thing. And Citizens Bank, which is one of the largest banks in the country, and is Royal Bank of Scotland, it's their parent. They don't want to do anything that's going to hurt their image or reputation, so they wouldn't interfere with our editorial product because it would ruin their reputation. I mean, they're a global bank,
But if it's not such a big deal, why don't they agree to put the advertisement label on the masthead? It seems they can.
Yeah, well, they like it because it's a spot that everybody sees every day. So advertisers like that. They like that. Because it's very visible, and they're trying to make sure that people see the name of Citizens Bank. We like it because it gives us the revenue to be able to invest in our journalists and pay good salaries and do all those sorts of things. So it's kind of a win-win. I think people are sophisticated enough to know that in a market like Philadelphia, with the journalistic integrity and tradition that it has, that to run an ad somewhere isn't going to impact the integrity of the journalism itself. We were turning around a business that was really troubled, and it was a painful thing. Nobody wanted to do it, but it was important to do it to stabilize the business so that we could invest, so that we could grow the circulation and have a better story to tell. The profitability 3 years ago was 100% higher. It was $120, $130 million of profit. It had gone to 80, it had gone to 70, it's gone to 55, and if you kept going the way you're going, it would soon be losing money, and then you'd have to take much more drastic steps. So it's something that you do with great sadness, but at the same time, when you're in this position that I'm in as the CEO, you have to do what's good for the whole team, if you will, for the whole company. And I was confident that if we made these difficult decisions and invested $22 million back in, we could begin to turn this around. And we're seeing it. I mean, we've gone from being one of the least successful of the big newspapers to one of the 2 or 3 most successful in less than a year. So I'm pretty proud of that.
So many people want to know, when will there be more new reporters in the newsroom?
You know, that depends upon the business. You know, I don't see anything immediate to do that. We have gone from, over the last 4 or 5 months of the year, of the first part of this year, we're one of the better performing newspapers, but our revenues are down compared to last year. But what I also can make a promise is I don't see the need to lay off anybody else.